Good morning and welcome to Market Day Report. I am Chris Swift and glad to be here with you on the eve of the 4th of July. And got a little bit of fireworks going on in the grain markets this morning. I see we've got some reprieve in the selling. Started yesterday and has followed through today. September corn up 4 3/4 at 422 3/4. Dees 439 up 5 1/2 and all the way out to May at 464 1/4 up a nickel. Let's see soybeans. I know they come some gains as well. I got set beans up 8 at 1047 3/4. New crop November 1055 3/4 up 7 3/4. Chicago wheat a little bit firmer as well, but not as much. I got September up 3/4, 564 3/4. They had good gains yesterday. December wheat 585 3/4 up 1 3/4, and May up 2 1/2, 614 1/4. Kansas City hard red winter wheat up 3 3/4 on the September, 546. Dees up 3 1/4, 569 1/4. Minneapolis spring wheat 667 3/4 on the Dees contract, up 1/2, and looks like May at 691 1/2, up 19, yeah, it's up 19 1/2. That may be a little wrong, but that's okay. I think we'll one look at cotton. See what cotton's doing. October down $1.07 at 67.10. The new crop December 68.68 up 5. We had a big move in the grain markets yesterday, and this morning got some follow through. And I got Brian Hoops on the line here, and I'm going to ask you, Brian, what's the big turnaround so far?
Hey, good morning, Chris. You know, you looked at Monday after the WASDE report out with the stocks and acreage numbers and thought, you know, things didn't change then. Are they going to get any better? The forecasts look really good into the middle of the month. Then all of a sudden you get some export business, you get some trade deals made with Vietnam, some rumors about we may be announcing another trade deal with China. All kinds of these rumors and better export business all circling and giving some strength. And then we kind of had figured that at some point the funds may cover some of their short positions, especially in the wheat and the corn where they're holding biggest shorts. And those markets saw a lot of short covering yesterday, more follow through buying overnight. So the export business we're talking about, there was a private sale of meal earlier this week. There was another sale this morning of 195,000 metric tons. This is to an unknown destination, 226,000 beans and 150,000 corn, all to an unknown destination. That's about 5 million bushels of corn and a little over 8 million bushels of soybeans, I believe, sold at one time. And so it's kind of unexpected to the trade. And after it was announced at 7:30, we did rally into the closing bell. Now, export sales were out this morning as well. And old crop corn was about 21 million bushels. We've already met the USDA forecast. And so any bushels we sell on it, in addition to it, means that USDA needs to raise their export figure in this month's WASDE report and possibly the August report as well. New crop sales were very strong, over 37 million bushels. That includes last week's big sale to Mexico. Wheat sales were really good at 21.5 million bushels. Soybean sales at 17 million bushels. We only need to be averaging about 2 million bushels each week to hit the forecast. And then new crop bean sales were almost 9. So nothing wrong with our export numbers that we saw out this morning. Some private sales, more trade deal works in the works here. It certainly looks like maybe the supply side of things is a little bearish, but the demand equation is starting to grow for our grain markets, and we're starting to see some pricing because of that.
Well, you know, something caught my attention. New contract lows in the dollar index this week, too, probably help promote a little bit of that buying, too, because I know that with that the export business out there, that's going to help tremendously. Brian, stick around. We're going to go over, take a real quick break, come back and talk cattle with Brian Hoops. Stay with us. Risk is inherent in commodity production. It can't be eliminated, but can be managed. With over 30 years of experience, Swift Trading Company has the knowledge and provides the service to meet producers' needs. For more information, visit swifttradingco.com. Welcome back to Market Day Report. I know yesterday we saw some gains back in the cattle market. Tuesday was a big day down after the announcement of the southern border opening. Then we had a reprieve back into that yesterday, had a little buying come in, clearly because of the basis more than anything. Extremely positive at the moment with cash still trading at the higher levels and futures maybe needing to catch up just a little bit. Let's see where we're going to start at this morning. August closed yesterday at 212.62, up $1.87. October 209.87, up 207. The December up 187 at 210.22. Yesterday evening, boxes closed at 394.86, and I saw at midday they had traded as high as a little over 397. So we're really putting on some of this price increase of the cattle onto the beef. The feeder cattle market was higher as well. The August contract up 297 at 309 even. September up 312 at 308.77. November up 252 at 303.35. Yesterday's feeder cattle index was 314.10. So again, you can see that positive basis there in the feeder cattle market. Take a look and see what the hogs did. Hogs were a little bit higher, up 40 on the July contract, 109.40. The August contract up 82 at 107.77. Yesterday's lean hog index was at 110.99. So again, carrying another positive basis, mostly in the proteins there. Let's get Brian Hoos back in here and talk about that just a little bit. Brian, I hope you're going to fire up the grill this weekend and grill out something.
I keep it fired up all year long. So yeah, definitely this weekend. Yeah, I think you nailed it, Chris. It's a positive basis, and that basis is really attracting a lot of buying interest. I mean, do you really want to sell deferred cattle futures $15, $20 discount to where the cash markets are? It doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. And that positive basis led to some buying yesterday. The cash trade did not fall near as much as what a lot in the trade had expected. There was a little softer trade on Tuesday, but by Wednesday, those cash trade was mostly steady with last week. So very strong cash markets in here. I think they probably get stronger again next week as the Packers bidding for that full kill schedule, want to ramp up their kills a little bit because they have positive margins to work with now. Longer term, demand is certainly going to be the thing that can we continue to push this market higher and higher and higher? Will the consumer finally start to back away? And we may be starting to do that as we get past the Father's Day holiday, we get past 4th of July holiday, some really key grilling holidays. After you get past that, the holidays really aren't there to fire up the grill until we get into football season and tailgating. But here in the near term anyway, I think you're going to see additional gains being added to this market today and probably next week.
Well, it'll be interesting because I know that we've got cattle being pulled forward. The basis tells you if you want to sell cattle at the highest price, today is the highest price. But I'm also hearing where we're pulling a little bit more cattle forward that might go on these video sales. I know there's large video sales that start next week, and we'll sell probably as much inventory on that particular on these next 3 weeks as we will for the remainder of the year. Are you hearing about the same thing of people pulling cattle forward?
Yeah, it just makes, financial sense to do exactly that. Why would you keep them on feed and add pounds to feed them out later when the best cash prices are right now here in the summer? So if you can, you're pulling these cattle ahead and pushing them as quick as you possibly can to get the best cash prices. You have to be concerned that prices would start to drift off later into the summer and into the fall months.
Absolutely. Brian, really do appreciate you taking time to be with us. Have a safe 4th of July. Keep all 10 fingers on your hand there. And Tammy, good morning to you.
Good morning, and welcome to what I call the Christmas Eve of summer.
This is it
we
right
get
here.
all
Looking
excited
forward to
about
it.
the next
Absolutely.
day, right? Thanks, Chris.